Attention, Lions fans! Big news has arrived in Detroit, and you need to stay until the end to understand it all. Two major updates shook up the day at training camp. First, captain and starting linebacker Alex Anzalone broke his silence and made it clear he's frustrated with the stagnation in negotiations over his new contract, casting serious doubt on his continued presence on the roster after this season. A blunt statement that sets off alarm bells behind the scenes at the Lions, and as if that weren't enough there single quotes S more. The Detroit Lions also just announced the signing of veteran cornerback Dicaprio Bootle. But anyone who thinks he's just here to fill out training camp is mistaken. Bootle arrives with a vengeance and a real chance of competing for a starting spot. With absences in the secondary, he could be exactly the surprise player no one expected. Versatile, experienced, and ready to deliver on both defense and special teams. So click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell because the season is just beginning, and the updates keep coming. Now, let's understand all the details of these two moves today. Detroit Lions starting linebacker and captain Alex Anzalone made a statement no one expected amid the start of preparations for the new season. He's disappointed with the lack of progress in negotiations for a contract extension. That's right. One of the team's defensive leaders, entering the final year of his 3-year deal valued at $18.75 million made it clear that the current situation isn't even close to what he expected. With a base salary of $6 million in 2025 and no guarantees beyond that, the 30-year-old veteran seems to feel that his value inside the locker room and on the field is still not being recognized by management. And what makes it all even more striking is the sincere tone of his words when he said, "I'm disappointed. That's all I can say. I'm disappointed." A simple phrase, but one that carries enormous emotional weight for someone who has given everything for the blue and silver jersey of Detroit. Anzalone's desire is clear and has moved even the most critical fans. He wants to retire as a Lions player. For many, this is a rare gesture in the modern NFL era, where contracts and changes are constant. I've dedicated a lot to my time here, being a captain 4 times, to my teammates, to the city, and simply living here. You could list all the reasons, but it's important to me. I feel like I love this place, and I want this opportunity, the player said. His words demonstrate a deep connection to the city of Detroit and reinforce the leadership role he plays behind the scenes, something that doesn't always show up in the statistics, but which makes a huge difference in the team's day-to-day operations. The most surprising thing? Even in the face of frustration, Anzalone assured that he has no intention of engaging in any kind of holdout, sitting out regular season games as a form of protest. He wants to play, he wants to lead, and he wants to win with or without a new contract. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Coach Dan Campbell maintains his usual firm and optimistic stance. For him, although Anzalone hasn't participated in training camp so far, the absence doesn't appear to be due to his contract, but rather a hamstring injury that the veteran is still nursing. Even so, Campbell emphasized that Anzalone was dominant in physical tests and demonstrated good form, which indicates that his return could happen at any time. It's worth noting that in 2024, the linebacker participated in 10 games, recording 63 tackles and 1 sack, solid numbers for someone who shares snaps and responsibilities in an increasingly aggressive and versatile defensive scheme. The expectation is that, once fully healthy, he will return to being the same pillar he always was in the Lions' defense. For those who have followed Anzalone's career, his connection with the team has been clear from the outset. Originally drafted by the New Orleans Saints in 2017, he joined the Lions as a one-time addition in 2021 and has since established himself as a central piece of the defense. First with short contracts, then with a more substantial deal in 2023. He proved his worth on and off the field. Now, however, the ball is in the front office's court. The Lions must decide whether they want to maintain this leadership for longer or risk losing a player who not only wears the jersey, but also embodies the franchise's culture. what's at stake here isn't just a contract. It's a matter of identity, respect, and the future of a team that's increasingly being taken seriously in the NFL. The big question for Lions fans remains, will the team recognize Alex Anzalone's value in time? Or will we see another key figure in Detroit's rebuilding sidelined? Keep following our channel for complete, real-time updates on this situation, because if there's one thing that's already clear, it's that this saga is far from over. And there's sure to be plenty to talk about in the coming days. The Lions have just added another player to their roster during training camp, veteran cornerback Dicaprio Bootle. The signing was made as an immediate response to the absences of Halil Dorsey and Stanley Thomas Oliver, both sidelined at the start of training camp. Bootle's arrival may initially seem like a simple move to fill roster space during training camp, but upon closer inspection, he carries an intriguing track record and the potential to compete for one of the final spots on the 53-man roster this season. Bootle may seem like just another name on the long list of preseason players, but his trajectory shows he's much more than that. He's a versatile player with experience in multiple defensive roles and the ability to contribute on special teams exactly. The kind of asset teams like the Lions value at this stage of the season. First of all, yes, his name is indeed Dicaprio Bootle, and that alone has already caught his attention since his college days. A native of Miami, Bootle played for the University of Nebraska from 2017 to 2020, starting in various roles in the secondary over 3 seasons. At 5 feet 10 inches and weighing approximately 185 pounds, you went undrafted in the 2021 NFL Draft but quickly found an opportunity as an undrafted free agent with the Kansas City Chiefs. Looking at draft scouting reports from that era, Bootle was viewed as a late-round prospect, primarily due to his below-ideal size for a cornerback. Even so, he drew attention for his quick feet, good football IQ, and versatility. He had previously played free safety, nickel, and outside cornerback, a rare and highly valued asset for a player seeking roster space. Furthermore, he was known for his ability to make an impact near the line of scrimmage, despite his visible physical limitations. However, Bootle's technical profile wasn't all sunshine and roses. The biggest concerns revolved around his low production, on-the-ball interceptions, pass deflections, and his difficulty establishing himself as a good tackler. He only had 1 interception during his entire time at Nebraska, and more than half of his pass deflections occurred in his rookie season. This decline in defensive production was accompanied by criticism of his ability to complete tackles, more due to a lack of physical strength than a lack of effort or desire. And it's interesting to note how these projections became reality throughout his time in the NFL. Bootle validated both the positives and the negatives. He proved to be a dedicated, intelligent, and versatile player, but failed to establish himself as a defensive playmaker in practice. His professional trajectory also followed this path, with the Chiefs, where he spent his first 2 seasons. Bootle played in only 7 games and had fewer than 40 defensive snaps throughout that period. His main role came on punt and kickoff coverage, where he recorded 11 tackles and only 1 missed tackle. He was targeted 7 times on passes and allowed 5 receptions, always playing in the slot. In 2023, he gained more play with the Carolina Panthers, appearing in 8 games, starting 2 of them. He even faced the Detroit Lions in that crushing 42-24 victory, but was not called upon defensively, playing only on special teams. In Carolina, he racked up 14 tackles and was one of the few bright spots on a defense that finished among the league's 3 worst, a team that finished the year with only 2 wins. More recently, last season, Bootle had a low-key stint with the Chargers. He played only 4 defensive snaps, but participated in 6 games on special teams, where, once again, his greatest value lies. With Dorsey sidelined and the Lions in dire need of functional depth on their special teams, Bootle presents an immediate solution. He is a player who can play both outside and inside quarterback and also deliver solid snaps on special teams. And it's precisely this versatility that the Lions are looking for now. Someone who can hold down the fort while the starters recover and who, if he performs well, could even secure a spot on the practice squad or surprise in the final roster. Dicaprio Bootle isn't just another training camp body. He represents a specific type of player, one who understands his role, delivers maximum effort at every opportunity, and knows that the path to earning a spot on a competitive franchise like the Lions involves shining in preseason games. If he can demonstrate aggression, speed, and technique in special teams coverage, he may very well survive the final cuts. Even more importantly, he already knows the weight of having to prove himself with each new contract, and that could be exactly what puts him ahead in the race for a spot among the 53 players who will represent Detroit in 2025. Leave your comment. And as always, subscribe to continue following the latest Detroit Lions news.